That's
you get you a laser.
That's a delta. That's a delta. You know what a delta is? You ever heard of a delta? It's when a river comes into a body of water and it's carrying sediment. And because the river is moving along swiftly, it's carrying the sediment, but when it comes into the standing body of water, it slows down and it drops its sediment. It builds a delta. The whole city of Portland, for example, is built on a giant delta, right? New Orleans is built on a delta, right? Okay, so what we're seeing there is a delta. And then in front of it, we're seeing rippled landscape. Let's keep coming around, Jamie. And so
rippled landscape that looks exactly like the beach looks.
Yeah, keep coming around with that.
That's the thing, it's fractal, because this is the whole mystery of this, that this happens at a scale of inches on beaches and a scale of hundreds of feet here.
Stop again.
Good Lord.
Now, right here in the middle, you see a massive delta.
Yes.
Spewed out like a big tongue, splayed out. And then right down here, you start seeing the ripples. And there's a farmhouse. You see the farmhouse there? Now those ripples are, the tallest ones are about the height of a 5-story building.
Whoa. How bizarre.
Let's keep swinging around
Let's
here.
just stop this for a second, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
So these things, they're the size of a 5-story building. What is that, like 70 feet or something like that? 50 feet?
50
okay.
feet.
So those are 50 feet high. And how much water?
We'll get to that. Let's see the rest of it.
And these are just dirt, right?
They're well, if you dig into one, what you're going to find is they're a massive. Okay, let's pause again.
Whoa.
Look at this.
This is crazy.
This is totally crazy. This is one of the craziest things you'll ever see.
These ripples, the repeated ripples in an area where there's nothing else like it.
This is the fingerprints of the flood. That's what it is.
Wow. Where can someone look at this? How does someone look at this?
In real?
You know, this right now, this is what we're looking at. This is this video.
Well, my colleague Brad Young did this with his drone. And I think he's got it on the website, Geocosmic Rex.
Is this being played in the YouTube video right now? Okay. All right. So the YouTube people are cool with it. If you're listening on iTunes, find it, man. Find it on YouTube. But it's worth looking at, is what my point. This is mind-blowing shit.
And I think you made the crucial point, Joe, which is that we can understand what this is because we can see it on any beach. We can see how water flows receding across a sandy medium will produce ripples. But here, they're on this unbelievable scale where they're hundreds of feet long and 50 feet high, where they dwarf houses, and they're lying all across. And what that tells us is that a huge water flow went across this plain and did this.
Seeing it from this perspective above, which is a rare perspective unless you're in a plane or a helicopter or something, you get a chance to look at it this way, you really get a better sense of what it is. If you were on the ground there, you'd probably say, oh, look at all the hills.
It's hard to see.
You don't quite get the impression. Now, we did visit this location. And to that day, it was overcast, so you don't quite get the effect like you do when a low sun angle. Really helps you to see what's going on in the landscape.
Can I ask you, is there a dispute to this? Is there a,
No, nobody disputes it.
Nobody disputes this is from a flood?
Not anymore.
Wow.
No. In fact, it was this JT party.
Let's be clear. Nobody disputes that it was caused by massive water flows.
Exactly.
Okay. But those same people would still not buy into the notion that there was this one humongous flood.
Okay, so they think it's an accumulative effect, but that this was all created
This
by
was the
water.
bottom of Lake Missoula, right?
Yes. And this is supposed to actually represent the draining of Lake Missoula.
Right.
Whereas I argue from a number of different reasons that this is the filling of Lake Missoula.
I have a friend of mine who, his friend lives in Montana, and they found a dinosaur on his ranch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like really recently.
That's a nice thing to find.
We should come back to that because there's a connection here.
Yeah, the Great Western Inland Sea, all that area. This was a crazy place at one point in time.
Still is, arguably.
Yeah. In a different way.